Hey guys, let's talk about this week's episode of Beauty and the Beast. And it was okay. I mean, I think that this episode should have had a little bit more bang for its buck considering we lost a cast member, and that was Tori. As you all know in my reviews over the last few weeks, I haven't been a big fan of Tori. And I found in this episode, her death, although, tragic as it was, because she was trying to save JT, it just kind of fell flat for me. There was no emotion that I felt when she was gone. And I think that they, made a mistake of making her almost an annoying character right off the bat instead of somebody that you could sympathize with or somebody that you felt that could last a little bit longer on this show. So the fact that she's gone really doesn't mean much to me. It just gets me back on track with Vincent and Catherine, which is always a good thing. We found out in this episode that JT was getting a grant, and he was all excited, and they were throwing a party for him. But it turns out that it was a ruse so that they could kidnap him and take him into this lair so that he could create this serum. And apparently, there are some people out there who have the pure blood of a beast, and they want this serum to make more. And so obviously that is going to be very interesting moving forwards. We also found out when JT was kidnapped that there was a man in this cell, and he was pretty much somebody who's another scientist just like JT. And when he wasn't able to be successful in creating this serum, they decided they were going to go and kidnap JT instead and see if he could do it. And I guess he's been locked up for quite a few years. And at the end, when he's freed, we find out that his name is Sam, and he is the husband of Agent Landon, who appeared in a couple of episodes ago and has been on this hunt trying to find out what happened to her husband all these years ago. And all of a sudden the reveal happens and she finds out that he's alive. I thought it was a bit odd, her reaction, like, not that her reaction wasn't, oh my God, you're alive, but when she turned, when she walked up to him to have the conversation, she literally kneeled down in front of him, looking at him, and then was like, oh, Sam? And it was just like, wouldn't you realize it was him a little bit sooner than that? Anyways, it would just seemed a little bit weird. Another thing that didn't really work for me in this episode was the fact that right off the top, Vincent was on the phone in a robe talking to Catherine, which was fine. But then all of a sudden, Tori came down the stairs in a robe, asking him who he's talking to, where he's been. So it's like we made this giant leap from them having a kiss like a couple episodes ago to the fact that they've been romantically together for the last little bit, and it's like, really? I mean, and that again just goes to show the bad I guess, direction that this show went in with this character, because they didn't even give us the opportunity to care that these two were in an intimate relationship. It just was happening. And, when she puts her arms around him and she's all, come back to bed and don't wake up and get up in the middle of the night and make phone calls to Catherine, it's just kind of like, honey, you are not the one. But, what can you do when the writers are telling you to act a certain way? That's what you're going to do. But it just didn't work for me. So right off the top, I was like, really? These two have been hooking up this whole time? I mean, I got that they, she had a connection to him and that they had shared a couple kisses, but they never showed it enough for it to have gotten to this intimate point. So I thought there was a huge leap forwards, and I just was kind of like, really? Didn't really work for me. So outside of that, the episode was okay. I'm hoping now that their show's heading in a different direction that we'll sort of get back on track. And the fact that, again, Gabe has told Catherine just how he feels about her, and she's pretty much told Gabe how she feels about him, and they've decided that they're going to be together. How long will this last? Who knows? Now that Vincent doesn't have anybody hanging on to him, I'm sure that this relationship is not going to go for very long, but we'll see. Other than that, Tess again was just kind of there in this episode. She didn't really do much. She didn't really have much going on. Which is, of course, disappointing, because I think that her and Kat as partners in the first season really allowed the two of them to show their bond as friends as well as partners, and just that they could be, female cops and really kicking some butt. But she hasn't really done much this season, and I'm hoping that will change. And I guess we'll just have to wait and see. All right, guys, that has been my review of Beauty and the Beast. Let me know what you thought of this episode, and leave a comment down below. All right, I'll see you guys next week.